Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today we're going to dive into a pretty fascinating, but honestly completely overlooked reality of aging in America. You see, turning 65, it doesn't just mean you're suddenly eligible for Medicare. It actually, kind of secretly, changes your legal status and unlocks this whole hidden world of financial exemptions.
So, if you were born before 1961, I really need you to focus closely right now, okay? Because there is a very real chance that you're paying bills today that you are legally exempt from. Yeah, you heard me right. We're talking about taxes that shrink, freeze, or literally vanish completely the exact moment you cross that 65 age line. But as we're going to see in a minute, being legally exempt and actually not paying, well, those are two totally different things.
And here is the absolutely crucial point. The agencies collecting your money, they have absolutely zero legal obligation to tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, you can stop sending us checks now. Nobody down at the county office is going to mail you a refund on your 65th birthday, right? The agency that's been pulling money from your account for decades isn't going to send a nice little letter saying, congrats, you're done. No way. You have to know the exemption exists, and you have to file the form yourself.
And this brings us to the two biggest psychological traps that cause seniors to quietly lose thousands of dollars every single year. It's wild. When retirees hear about exemptions, the comfortable middle class, well, they often assume these programs are just for low-income seniors who are really struggling, so they just tune out. Meanwhile, folks living mostly on Social Security, they tend to think these tax breaks are only for the wealthy with, expensive accountants, so they tune out too. Honestly, both groups are expensively wrong.
Okay, let's take a quick look at our roadmap for today so we can systematically uncover exactly where your money is hiding and how to get it back. We're covering the silent retirement drain, maximizing your tax deductions, the property tax triple stack, reclaiming Medicare Part B, utilities, bonuses, and vehicles, and finally, your claiming action plan.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the silent retirement drain, or as I like to call it, the invisible trap. What's really insidious here is that the biggest financial mistakes, they don't make a sound. The person who gets hurt the most isn't out there trying to game the system. It's the honest retiree who's paid every bill on time their entire life and never asked for a thing. Because there are no penalty notices, no red flashing alarms when you overpay, the money just quietly and steadily leaves your account every single month.
Moving right along to Section 2, maximizing your tax deductions and what I call the standard deduction trap. So if you think of your standard tax deduction as just a single flat layer, you are missing out big time. Right now, in the tax code, you get the regular standard deduction. Cool. But on top of that, everyone 65 or older gets an additional standard deduction that's actually been around for years. And finally, sitting right on top of both of those like a cherry on a sundae is a brand new bonus deduction. Put all three together? A massive percentage of seniors actually owe significantly less in federal tax than they think. Yet, out of pure habit, they just keep handing the government a free, zero-interest loan every year.
That brand new bonus deduction I just mentioned, it is exactly $6,000. That's huge. And because it is so incredibly new, specifically for the 2025 to 2028 tax years, it doesn't even exist in most tax preparer training guides yet. It is literally sitting unclaimed on millions of returns. Listen, if you're married and you're both over 65, that is 12 grand knocked clean off your taxable income. And the fix takes maybe 2 minutes. Before you sign your return, just verify your date of birth is entered correctly in the software, or directly ask your preparer if they applied it. Seriously, don't leave that money on the table.
All right, on to Section 3, the property tax triple stack, or the 3 layers of protection.
Most folks think property tax is just one bill with maybe one automatic exemption, but it's actually a layered system where you need 3 completely separate applications to stop your taxes from climbing. First up, the homestead exemption. This removes a set chunk of your home's value, like $50,000 in Florida or $100,000 in Texas. Second, the senior exemption stacks right on top of that just for turning 65. And get this, in over half of all states, there is absolutely zero income test for it. Finally, there's the senior assessment freeze, which permanently locks in your home's taxable value. Your home could literally triple in value, but your bill, it cannot rise. And hey, even if you rent, you benefit here. When local property taxes are frozen across a community, landlords don't have to pass those constant tax hikes directly into your monthly rent.
Next up is Section 4, reclaiming Medicare Part B and stopping the extraction. Looking ahead to 2026, approximately $185 is automatically pulled right out of your Social Security every single month, without fail. Because you never even see this money hit your bank account, it is so incredibly easy to forget you're even paying it. But here's the kicker. For millions of seniors, it absolutely does not have to be extracted at all.
By making just one simple phone call to your local SHIP office, that's the State Health Insurance Assistance Program, you can find out if your state will step in and pay that entire premium for you. Through Medicare savings programs, which, by the way, have much higher income limits than people assume, your state won't just discount the premium, they will completely eliminate it. And in a growing number of states, your savings account or your paid-off home don't even count against your eligibility. Plus, applying for this often automatically enrolls you in a program called Extra Help, which drastically slashes your prescription drug copays. It's a total game changer.
Okay, Section 5, Utilities, Bonuses, and Vehicles. This is all about accumulating savings.
You can actually stack these specific bonus programs together to protect your monthly cash flow. You've got the Federal Lifeline program pulling almost $10 off your phone or internet bill every month. Then there's LIHEAP, which helps with home heating and cooling. Some states even let you completely defer your property taxes until the home is sold. Some will even waive your annual vehicle registration fees. And this is absolutely crucial. You must file the paperwork to ensure these protections carry over to a surviving spouse, which prevents a sudden, massive tax hike in what would be the worst possible year of a family's life. Now, these might seem kind of small in isolation, but you earned the right to these breaks. When you stack them all up, the whole shebang can truly transform your budget.
This brings us to David. He's a 72-year-old widower from Toledo, and his situation perfectly captures this transformation from silently draining accounts to successfully claiming earned exemptions. So, David lived in a paid-off home that had doubled in value. Sounds great, right? But he was paying the full Medicare Part B premium, his unfrozen property taxes were climbing, and he was over-withholding on federal taxes. He was doing everything right, but just getting by. Well, by simply filing a Medicare savings application, getting that senior property tax freeze, and correcting his tax return, David stopped the bleeding. He didn't have to move, he didn't fight anyone, he literally just filed 3 forms and kept hundreds of his own dollars every single month. How amazing is that?
Finally, we're at Section 6. Your claiming action plan. Let's stop the drain today. I want you to follow these 3 straightforward steps this week to find out exactly what might be missing from your financial profile. Number 1, call your county assessor and ask directly if the homestead, senior exemption, and assessment freeze are actively on file for your property. Number 2, call your state's SHIP office and ask them to screen you for a Medicare savings program and that extra help for prescriptions. And number 3, confirm with your tax preparer or your software that the senior add-on and that new $6,000 bonus were actually applied.
Now, if the cost of a professional tax preparer is holding you back from making that third check, I have some great news. These 2 totally free IRS-certified programs exist specifically to make sure seniors get every single deduction. The Tax Counseling for the Elderly and AARP Tax Aid programs, they will sit down with you and file your return at absolutely no charge. They know exactly which senior deductions to look for sure.
A few phone calls and a couple of forms are quite literally the only distance between you and keeping thousands of dollars of your own hard-earned money. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Before we wrap up, I really want you to check your accounts, take these necessary steps, and ask yourself one final question. Right now, how much of your money is quietly leaving your account?